Welcome on into the Cavalier Connection. Couple strangers here, Jay and Jeff. No Jack tonight, so no Jack equals no intro music, no intro video, and so it's just us tonight. Um, Welcome in. We're going to talk a little basketball tonight. It's been a while since Jay and I have been on, and just want to kind of talk a little bit about what we've seen this season and what our thoughts, and hopefully get some of your thoughts on basketball this year. Jay, how you doing tonight?
Yeah, doing good. Going old school here. No intros, no thrills. Just
Yeah,
right into it. Of course, we miss old Jack. He's the producer extraordinaire. But hopefully, we'll get him back for next one, and hopefully, we can all
yeah,
three be on one. We hadn't done that in a while.
yeah. Just a couple old guys here with you. Jay and I have been working some sideline jobs here, just trying to survive in the world of 2026, and we're back at it. So I think I put in 4 nights last week, and my time was limited.
Yeah, yeah, I'm right there with you, and I was sitting there. I wrote the article, and it was posted today on the basketball team, and I started off, and when I read it, I'm like, how I'm a 40-year fan at this point, Joe. When
Yeah,
you read
yeah,
somebody's a 40-year fan, you're thinking they're old as
yep,
dirt.
yep. I
I
know
can't believe how
it's
fast
rough.
time flies.
I know, I know. I'm right there with you, 40-year fan myself, and yeah. But I know we've got some listeners out there that have exceeding that. We appreciate seeing you tune in. We also like to have the 5-year fan and the 3-year fan, and well, you there's probably a lot of 7-year fans who jumped on in 2019
Oh yeah,
as we made that magical run, and now what's been a different style of play here recently. I mean, that Florida State game the other night was looking a little reminiscent of some Tony Bennett years with shot clocks going winding down. Um, the Florida State team played really physical. I think they got away with a lot of physicality in that game. As usual, we don't, I feel as if I mean, all fan bases say it, but in Florida State, I feel as if we did not get a whistle as physical as they played.
yeah,
Um, and that Florida State team's better than their record is. We're on the road. We still found a way to win. But like your article, that you wrote this week, there's some uneasy feeling. I was sure we had lost that game. We were down, I think, 9 with what 4 minutes to go. It was a wrap to me.
yeah.
But the one thing
No,
about it is this team is they don't stop.
no, they're never out of it. They're never out of it. Though, I had to watch that game on tape because I was at the Richmond game that night. Trabajadoring, and I was there. Watched Richmond blow out Mason. By the way, it was yeah, Richmond looked really good for a change, but got home. I'm watching it on tape. Of course, I get a text from my brother during the game,
Wow.
and it says, "Man, I feel like this is the same officials from Virginia Tech." And so I immediately texted him. I said, hey, I'm not watching the game live. You can't send me stuff like that. But I said, but I don't like the sound of that. And so my whole time I'm watching, I'm thinking, well, we lost. And then the way it looked, I was just mad watching the whole game, and was honestly really surprised when we pulled it out. Um, Thank you, Jakari White. I
Yeah.
mean, my
Yeah.
God, it was like him versus Dayton all over. Um, and we needed every single one of those points. And but they fight, they fight. I'm sure we'll talk about some of the concerns, but they're 21-3. If you just said that, you would. I mean, of course, you'll take 21-3 is a great record. Um, I think they should be higher ranked than they are when you look at some of the records of some of the teams in front of them. But um, I just have a lot of uneasiness in my gut about this team. How do you feel about them?
I do too. And I think that number one, and before I was good with, you look at a starting five, and you think, well, you get that spark off the bench and Chance, you get a spark off the bench and Hugo, but I'm to the point now. I think we need to make a switcheroo, and we need to get our starts have been terrible, and so we need to get off to a better start too. And I think starting a Hugo over
Yes.
Grunlow, it'd be one way to go. I'm not advocating for Chance over Dalen as a starter. We know Chance is going to play the prime minutes when it's prime time. He's going to be out there with Dalen. I don't know. I don't know.
I was gonna say with Dallin.
With Dalen, yeah, yeah. And maybe you start him, and you don't start. Maybe Thomas needs to be the guy off the bench, and maybe he's a spark potentially could come off the bench. I don't know, but we
The
can't keep
microwave.
digging these
He could be
holes.
the Vinny Thomas or Vinny,
Yeah,
whatever his name.
yeah, yeah. You can't continue to dig these holes like this. And I mean, that 9-point deficit I thought was over. And Jakari, thank God, it was a great feeling to see him hitting, because I just had this bad feeling that we weren't going to get that Jakari the rest of the year. Even going up and getting that dunk in the game, holy
Yeah.
cow!
Under a minute to go. I
Yeah.
mean, huge.
So yeah, no, I have some
really
uneasiness too.
You bring him up. Malik is, outside of Boston College, if you go all the way back to Carolina, which was now what 2.5 weeks ago now.
Yeah,
I mean, it's been a while, maybe even 3 weeks. I don't remember exactly, but he kind of carried us in that Boston College game offensively for a good stretch. But outside of that, I'm looking at his numbers, Jeff. He's taken the most 3-pointers on the team, and it's not close. Like the next person behind him has 22 less attempts. What do you think his shooting percentages is from three?
I'm going to say maybe 31%.
You're close. Better than that. 32.8%. I mean, that's terrible to take as many as he does. DeRitter's at 33%, but he's at about half of the number. Sam Lewis is shooting right at 40%. He's the next guy at 109 attempts. Malik has 131 attempts. I feel like Malik just gets in the game, and there's a lot of times he's really just pressing offensively, looking for his shot constantly when it's just not falling right now. I mean, the outside shot's not falling. I know he has the ability to get hot. We've seen it. But this is a long stretch. And when Malik struggles, and then Dallin Hall has pretty much forgotten how to shoot a basketball. I mean, he's 31% from three on the year. I don't know what he's been over the last 7 or 8 games, but it's probably worse than that. I mean,
well, he's not shooting the ball much, and I mean, they're in his head quick. He shot that air ball maybe against Syracuse on Saturday, it was on the road. So
yeah, I think it was
air ball.
Boston College
game. He did hit a big three this past game against Florida State. I mean, I feel like
wide open, I feel pretty good.
Yeah.
But when he takes it just in the flow of the offense, it's not. I mean,
well, crazy enough,
wide open.
I feel like his shot looks good. Like, I'm talking about the form, but then it's always hard.
Yeah.
And the one thing that you could say on the positive note, I guess, is we know there's shooters on this team. We've seen them do it. If it clicks at the right time, and that's what we have to hope for, because we're 21-3, and it has not clicked since the first half of the North Carolina game.
Right.
If we get back to that, this team they beat anybody.
Yeah.
But we just can't get back to that. And I think that the team is at times being too unselfish. There's too many extra passes, and next thing you know, we're 5 on the shot clock, and we're forcing up a bad shot. We've had some good looks that we're passing up on for one more pass that I would say is not a better look.
Right. With 7 or 8 seconds on the clock. It ain't like you're doing it with 20.
Right. Let's take the shot. That's what our offense, when we were cooking, we were shooting the ball, and we didn't care, in the flow of the offense. I think we're making maybe 1 or 2 too many passes down the floor. So many 3-point attempts, and they're just not dropping. I think you had something in your article about DeRitter and the number of threes he's taken. And
Yeah, it's just I
think
mean,
that he's so physical. He's such a physical specimen. Let's work him on the interior, and then when they hopefully they come and bring the double team, and then we kick out, and that's where the open three is going to come. Because to to be honest, he's a mismatch for about anybody he plays. He's tough down in there,
yeah,
and try to get him going maybe early, and then hopefully be able to work out for some open looks at three, and hopefully just some stuff starts dropping. I don't know. You, you know, uh, Chance will come out and he'll make a big shot for you.
yeah.
And Sam Lewis did not play well against Florida State. He didn't shoot the ball well, but he's one who's he's been a good shooter this year.
Oh yeah,
Um, and
he
and and
still
like
made a couple against Florida
he
State. At least, I
he
think,
did, yep. If Sam Lewis is open, I just anticipate he's going in every time.
yeah,
Um, so I don't know. I mean, I'm not fretting on the season because we're 21-3. And
right,
on the positive side, I do see where, we've seen what this team can do. That bless it, that first half against North Carolina was so good, and then we just
right.
fell apart. But we're winning games. It's ugly, but we're finding ways to win.
It's unusual, I think, that I'm looking at how many different starting lineups do you think we've had all year? Combinations of starting lineups.
Two.
Yeah.
The one
4
game they
guys
started
have started
Phillips.
every game, and I think it was the Virginia Tech game that we lost. Sam
It
Lewis didn't
was.
start, and Devin Tillis
Yep.
did,
That's
which
it.
nobody understood that. I gotta think maybe there was something. I don't know. Was that was the first game after Christmas? Maybe Sam Lewis was late to a workout or something. I'm totally making that up. I have no idea,
Right.
but it just seems odd. Why would you start the same people in every game except for one? That
Do you
it just
think
seems strange.
he thought Tillis was as healthy, like he hadn't really been completely healthy before Christmas, and maybe Tillis was in his brain was going to be starting at the start of the year, and maybe he went that route, but that Devin Tillis is I'd like to think it's just he just came, you know his health is just not there because he just don't add a lot to the mix in my humble opinion. Um, you
He's
know,
one of them guys. He's he's good to have on the team because he does have experience. But you see, I think he averaged around 13, maybe 14 a game at was it Irvine that he came from?
I
UC
think
Irvine.
so. Yeah.
Um, that's just a step down in competition. I mean, and you can kind of see some of the longer, more athletic groups like Florida State's, the North Carolinas, some of the teams we're going to see up in the next few games. They tend to give him a lot of problems, because he is undersized for his position. So,
But the one
you
thing
know,
about Devin, and it excited me in the beginning, he just can't finish. So he can get guys back down to the basket, but it's almost like it's a difference in size. But Blake Buchanan last year, he couldn't hit it. Like it,
yep.
every jump hook was off the back of the iron, and same with Devin Tillis. He can't finish it.
I'd almost just rather him stand in the corner and shoot the three. I
Uh,
feel like when he shoots, if he's open, there's decent shot that's going in. I mean, let me
uh,
see what he's shooting on the year from three. Looks
he hasn't
like
taken many.
he's at 37.8, almost 30. He's got 45 attempts.
He's had
I mean,
45 attempts. I didn't
yeah.
even realize he had shot the three that many times.
And he's played in 20 games, so he's, a little over two a
He looked
game.
he looks like he's getting healthier. Like he's
Right.
moving on the floor a lot better than he was. So
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's something that will just bloom, a flower that will bloom in March that we just haven't had. I mean,
I'm also hoping
I
that
don't know.
Grunlow can do that.
Yeah.
He's got he's just looks like, I feel like at the beginning of the year, even though he's kind of skinny and whatnot, he was playing bigger, like stronger than his frame looks. And over the course of the last month or so, I feel like, he's playing to what his frame kind of looks like, which is a little bit smaller. And that could just be the wear and tear of the season. You're getting banged on all the time.
Yep.
Your body's bound to wear down a little bit, but his jump shot, he hit 1 3 the other night. Was good to see.
Started the game with a 3. I was like, it's gonna be a good night.
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
And Thomas hit an early 3 too from deep. Thought it was gonna be a good night.
They just haven't had the impact that they had early in the year. It's like the team is just kind of going through a transition where, Jakari's, in crunch time, Jakari's going to be in over Malik, I think, at this point, unless Malik's having a good game. The guys that I think you're going to have on the floor in the crunch time, no matter what, are Chance, Sam, and DeRitter. And then one of the centers, maybe one of the centers, we have gone away from that even in the game that went to, was it double overtime that we
it was the Notre Dame. It was the Notre Dame game.
Right. Yeah, we went away from them against Notre Dame, and
because the Notre Dame had their big men bringing the ball down the court and was making Hugo and Grunlow guard, the length of the court, and so then the adjustment that Odom made was going away from those guys. I don't know.
That's when Tillis comes in and plays the 4, and you kind of move DeRitter over to the 5. I guess in that lineup, but it's I hate to be too critical when the team is finding ways to win games, and they have consistently done that. But you were talking about. I wanted to circle back to something you said earlier. And one of the posters on the article, or one of the people that read the article posted, said, and I've this is known about Ryan Odom's offense, but I talked about DeRitter shooting too many threes, but really Ryan Odom wants, statistically, either you to shoot a 3 or be in the paint, at the rim. He doesn't like those mid-range jumpers, and I think DeRitter could thrive in that mid-range game, but that's just not a shot that Odom really likes to take. If you're wide open, of course you take it, but he really wants threes. The analytics say threes and layups. That's what you want to take.
Right.
But I think when we're not shooting the ball well, we need to drive the ball a little sooner. We're missing just so many
twos. Those 2s are better than 0s.
That's true. If you're making
the other thing with
if you're missing them, though,
other thing, but the other thing, like back to Malik, earlier in the year, he was taking the ball to the basket, and then I think he might need to get back to that, get into the foul line, and then like you see something drop, and then maybe then the 3 starts dropping for him, because he just seems like, I don't know. I'd say, I know that's Odom's offense, but I'd say, I don't know what percent of the shots he takes are 3s, but it's a high percentage. And then we got to make foul shots, Jay.
Yes.
The foul shootings, and we didn't have many foul shots against Florida State, but the foul shooting, and we were 5 for 8 against Florida State, only 8 foul shots, which is compared to 22. And
that
as physical as
Florida
State, as physical as Florida State played. So I thought that was, but there's games. Chance goes to the line. He can't make a foul shot for nothing all of a sudden. And
his percentage is still high, but it makes no sense.
And Chance is one that can get to the line because he's aggressive and getting to the basket.
He should get there more. They just don't want to give him a foul ever. There's been, you watch, sometimes he'll just get flat out just pushed. No call. Nothing.
In that Florida State game, there should have been at least I believe 2 and 1s. Like, he got hammered. He finished them, and there's just nothing. Like, they have no respect for him. They look at him as a freshman, small, and small, and they don't give him nothing. I don't understand.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand the officiating at all when it comes to him. But then I watch some of our guys, and it's like we do stuff. So we want to get fouls called sometimes. Like I watch Malik
Oh yeah.
and I watch DeRitter. They get pissed off when they don't get a
Yep.
call,
Yep.
and then all of a sudden, they just lock in on a guy until they make them blow the whistle. You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
like some of the fouls we do are just so stupid.
No, we have some. The NBA has what's that clear path foul or whatever. Like it's not clear path, but they get mad or there's a rebound and then we go attack and foul right away. Just bonehead. Just we can't do those bonehead fouls like that. Don't give the refs those easy ones to call, or
Right.
so that we're not facing the bonus 12 minutes to go and a half.
Right. It's going to be really interesting. I'm not, Ohio State's not. I mean, it's an interesting game just because it's out of conference and whatnot. But we should beat Ohio State. If we lose to Ohio State, that's a concern. We should beat them. Neutral floor, so good tournament experience type of game. But the only game left that to me will tell me a whole lot about this team is Duke at Duke. And most teams go and struggle at Duke, so it's not going to be a shock if we do. And I'm not going to say, "Oh my God, the season's over" if we lose. But to me, it's more about how we play in that atmosphere. Are we going to go and because we've kind of played down to the competition
Yep.
in a lot of instances, will we, when we play someone who is theoretically, and I think most would say and agree, Duke's they're a better team than we are right now. They have more talented players, 1 to 5,
Right.
doesn't mean we can't beat them. I think that we could absolutely beat them. But if we go out and do what, Tony Bennett's team looked like the last time he went to Duke a couple years ago when it was a joke game, like a lot of the games we watched growing up. When
Right.
we would go to Duke, it was like it didn't matter how good the team was playing going in, how bad the team was playing. It didn't matter. We went to Cameron and we just embarrassed ourselves. I don't understand. I
Yeah.
watch these other teams go in there, like a Wake Forest or something. They'll compete for a half. They might lose by 20. We would go in there with a better team and be down 30 in the first half. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's so we can't do that. We got to go and we got to compete, and I think they will. I really do. I think that will bring them out. I think there's a difference from being the hunter versus the hunted. And they probably are feeling a little bit hunted when they're playing some of these teams that they know they're better than. It's easy over the course of a 3-4 month season to have nights where maybe you got your girlfriend's back home, you got tests coming up, you just got a lot of things on your mind as a college kid. You're getting paid big bucks, whether you win or lose. So, I mean, there's a lot of distractions out there for these guys. And so, you don't want to overreact to not much of anything, but it's just been such a long stretch. I mean, what are we at now? 5.5 games of what I would consider subpar play. Even though we've managed to win all of them but UNC. So
Yeah.
I still think the ceiling is probably like Elite Eight. I mean, of course, if you get that far, you could win everything. But I think that's kind of like my ceiling would be Elite Eight. But I do see them getting out of the first round. Like even in a worst case scenario, I mean, you could always lose a game, no doubt. But I don't think this team, they've just found a way to win too many. So I do believe they'll win at least one tournament game. And then, that second game, after that, we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, I think we can go in. We can beat almost pretty much anybody.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, we've seen we've actually not lost those games other than the Virginia.
Right.
But we can't catch lightning in a bottle every time we get down 9 with 4 minutes to go, and Jakari White bails us out this past time.
Well, think about the Virginia Tech game. That was all but over, and then miraculous comeback. Even though we went on to
Malik
lose it.
Thomas. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the
So-
thing. Like, it's hard to count on a guy when you don't even know if he's going to be in the game in late moments. Like, Malik sits for long stretches when he struggles. Again, I sound like I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth, but Odom does sit people when they're struggling. Look at Sam Lewis. He had the Virginia Tech game. Sam Lewis came out, looked awful, and barely played for long stretches. Malik Thomas, for whatever reason, he was actually playing okay against Tech, but then he sat for a really long stretch. And he does that consistently. If you're not playing well, he does tend to pull you. But I think the difference is, like, when Grunlow doesn't play well, Ugo can't play 40 minutes.
Right.
When Ugo's not playing well, which is very rare, Grunlow can't play the 40 minutes. So if you want to keep that center in the game, they're going to consistently get their minutes. DeRitter, you just got to have on the floor. You don't have anybody else like him. Tillis would be the closest, I guess, but he's no DeRitter. So like you have to play him. One side note, do you know how many total minutes DeRitter has played this year?
Total minutes?
Yeah. I was just looking at stats.
Mark
on that beast. 666 minutes. I hated it. Hated to see it.
Get that man in the game right now.
Get him a minute.
A 1 day transfer over to somebody playing right now.
Yeah, we need a minute.
Let him get a minute.
Yeah, I mean, we can't.
Good gracious, that's rough. Well, I mean, we're 21-3. We have Ohio State Saturday next week. I know we play Miami next Saturday at home on Name the Court.
Before that, we have Georgia Tech on the road.
Yeah,
so we have another road game. Then it's home for every game but Duke.
And we're favored every game we play the rest of the way, except for Duke. We'll be favored. Unless, if we're not, then the wheels fell off real quick. Because, and Virginia Tech beating Clemson last night, I mean, it's right there for our taking. We are, win out.
All right, Jeff, pop question here. If you could beat Duke at Duke or Virginia Tech, which team do you choose to take? Virginia Tech sweeps you with the broom if you lose that game.
Yeah. I know, it's tough because obviously I like beating Virginia Tech much more in football. I can't, there's a hatred for Duke. You win at Duke's quite the win, but to lose to Tech twice, that's tough. I mean,
it's like,
I guess you got to say
my right eye out or my left eye out.
Yeah. So I guess in that scenario, if you're only winning one of the two, maybe you just got to beat Tech because either way, it don't matter in the standings. You're going 1-1. If you lose to Duke, it's like you lost to a good team. Like, if you lose to Tech, you got swept. You got swept by Virginia Tech. So I can't.
And you just helped them make the tournament.
And you helped them make the tournament. I don't think I can stomach that. So I think I got to beat Tech.
Yeah. I'm definitely beat Tech because they expect you to lose to Duke. Just don't go embarrass yourself. Put up a fight. Live to fight another day. Come out healthy. Beat Virginia Tech.
Hey, Jay, those days when we used to play Duke, you were talking about at Duke, it felt like Duke on defense and us on offense were like us as, 7-year-olds playing against 20-year-olds. You know how Duke would put press up and like it's a scramble every offensive possession. And we'd be a ranked team and that's how we looked always.
Yeah. Yeah. It made no sense. Makes no sense.
And so right now we're picking at a 21-3 team. And that's what basketball at Virginia has turned into. And now we're picking at a 21-3 team. I mean, it's been a great year. Even these, the struggling games, that Notre Dame game, you're supposed to blow them out. And it was a great game to watch. Sam Lewis bailed us out with a 3 multiple times. I was sure we had lost that one. I was definitely sure we had lost the Florida State game. Florida State is always giving us fits, but it's not Leonard Hamilton coaching. But that
Right.
game, they played like a Leonard Hamilton coach team.
Absolutely. His
So,
fingerprints are
but
all
then,
over that program still.
yes. But at the end of the day, we're 21-3. We're going to be favored, like we said, every game we play the rest of the way, other than Duke. Say we finish. We got? What, 8 games left? 7 games, 8 games left, and we finish. We have 8 games left. We finished
Is that
seven
right?
and
We got
one.
that many?
I think so. We still play NC State. That's another tough one at home. NC
Yeah.
State's gotten right. We have
Yeah.
Georgia Tech, like you said, Ohio State, Miami, Duke.
Although NC State just got waxed by Louisville by like 40 some. But yes, they have been playing much better.
Let's see. We got Ohio State, Georgia Tech, Miami, NC State, Duke, Wake Forest, and Virginia Tech. So that's what 2, 4, 7 games left. If you can finish 6-1 in those 7 games, you're, I guess, probably going to be the 2 seed in the tournament. At worst, 3.
Yeah.
But if you could be 2, you avoid Duke until the championship. If you can get that far,
Right. Even if you get to 3, you avoid Duke. So, but
yeah, that's true.
you probably would be better off to. Yeah, I mean, you're going to play Carolina in the semis more than likely. Although, who knows if Caleb is back at that point?
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah, that's
I
a
feel
big
like he
deal.
will be, but he might not be the same with his offhand. And we see how Jakari's offhand affected him. It's similar. I read anyway. I don't know if that's accurate, but I read it was is it a fracture in the hand?
I think fracture. Yeah, I believe so.
So I mean, that's a lot like Jakari's injury, and we see, a man can't go left. not very well.
Right.
So we'll see. I think Carolina will be a better matchup than, obviously, if you fell back into the 4-5, you don't want to see Duke.
Right. Unless you get Duke in the semis and they're focused on the finals and you catch them off guard one good night. I'm hoping to be at the ACC tournament, Jay.
That'd be unreal for you. I'm pulling for it to happen.
I'm hoping to be at the ACC tournament. That'd be something else.
I may be at the CAA tournament.
I think Jack's going to be at ACC tournament. And then hopefully I'm hoping to maybe get to the ACC tournament and hopefully get to stay for Virginia to play, every day they can.
Yeah, 3 games.
Quarterfinal,
Thursday, Friday,
semis.
Saturday.
That's right. Man, what a weekend that would be.
You ain't kidding.
Man.
Make it worth your while.
That's right. That's right. Well, a lot coming up. We got baseball starting up this weekend. Doubleheader Saturday because of weather, I guess, potentially on Sunday. And lacrosse has gotten going. Softball's going. A lot going on the grounds in Charlottesville. Basketball. And then before you know it, you blink your eye. It's going to be spring football, and then we're going to be rolling right back on into football season. So looking forward to what's to come. We're closing in on March. Last year we weren't sniffing tournament. This year we are. Can't wait. Stay
Selection
tuned.
Sunday is always way more fun when you got a team in the bracket.
That's right. That's right. So Cavalier Connection is hopefully we'll be bringing you some more here in the coming weeks. We've had a little off time here and we'll kind of get back at it. But we appreciate everybody tuning in tonight, and definitely leave your comments and your thoughts on the season. I know Jay's article's gotten a lot of commentary from this past week. He usually gets one out about every week, talking about this basketball team. So can't wait to see how this thing unfolds. And it's good to be right back at the top of it. It didn't take long to get right back to the top of the ACC in basketball.
Yeah, home run hire by Carla. She doesn't get enough credit for that.
Yep, that's it. But I think we'll wrap this one up this evening. Thank you for tuning in. We catch us on the CavalierConnection.com. A link to all of our accounts on X, which is good God, Jay. What's our X account?
Go Who's Podcast.
At Go Who's Podcast. Thank you. At Go Who's Podcast on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram. Come check all of our content out. It's all linked up on the CavalierConnection.com, where you'll read some of Jay's award-winning articles on there. ranked as number one Cavalier UVA writer in West Point, Virginia.
Yeah.
And so you definitely want to go check that out.
Reigning and
And
defending.
best of 2026 UVA writer, West Point, Jay Ballard. So
Yeah.
go check his stuff out. We appreciate you tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next time. Go Hoos.
Go Hoos.